Who here likes to party? Being with your friends, having a good time, and sharing lots of smiles and laughs? Many of us have parties for things such as holidays and birthdays. Latin women have a certain party that many people don't celebrate, and that is the coming of age of 15. This is the age when a Latin child is now known as being a woman. This holiday is known as a quinceanera and is often compared to a woman's 16th birthday. If you've ever seen the show My Super Sweet 16, you would know how important this birthday really is. They take a lot of time, a lot of planning, and a lot of money to make the most memorable moment in the woman's life something to be remembered. For the celebration, the birthday girl wears a beautiful gown of her choice. They can usually pick colors such as pink, blue, whatever they really want to make them feel special for their special day. They usually have large, massive, multi-layer cakes, and there's always a lot of music and dancing at these celebrations. It is one birthday that will definitely be remembered for a lifetime. A quinceanera is sort of the same thing as a Sweet 16. It is a huge birthday party for a Latin girl who has reached the age of 15 years old. The main purpose of my speech is for you to better understand what a quinceanera is, along with the Hispanic traditions and why it is so important to the Hispanic heritage. A quinceanera is basically a huge party to celebrate the coming of age. This is when they reach 15. It is a step into life because it is when they move from a child to an adult. The word breaks up into two parts: quince, which means 15, and era, which means years. Many children look forward to this milestone because this is when they are finally able to start making decisions for themselves. This is the age where a woman is now able to have a family and gains family and social responsibilities. The celebration is important because it is a festival with family and friends where they express their religious values and cultures such as dancing, music, and of course the famous Mexican dishes. The celebration typically starts with a mass ceremony in a church, and this is whether the priest acknowledges the child as an adult. The girl will usually wear a ball gown to the mass and carries a matching bouquet. After the mass, the girl and the guests then move to a banquet hall where the party takes place. Many flowers, balloons, and decorations are typically set that usually match the beautiful gown. The ceremony is filled with food, dancing, music, and other traditions and gifts. There are usually chamberlains, which are young boys who escort the women to the quinceanera and perform a rehearsed dance, which is known as a waltz. My cousin is actually married to a Hispanic man, and her daughter just recently had a quinceanera. And one of the most memorable moments of the quinceanera that really stood out to me is the part where the father actually will remove a flat-footed shoe and they actually replace it with a high-heeled shoe. Now this transition is the father symbolizing that he now notices that his child is no longer a child and is now stepped foot into the heels of a woman. She then shares her first dance with her father, and this is the father again acknowledging that she is now a woman. The girl is also given a doll as the last doll that she will ever have because 15-year-olds are too old to be playing with dolls. She then will take the doll and pass it down to a younger family member to symbolize that I don't need this anymore. You can have it, and then when the other child gets older and has their quinceanera, they'll pass it on. So it kind of goes from family member to family member. There's also usually a guest book that is passed throughout the banquet hall that everybody can sign, and they will put in notes about, happy quinceanera, I'm so glad that you've moved on to a woman. And there's also, during the gifts, they usually give jewelry, usually in gold, which could be tiaras, bracelets, necklaces, and this is more to symbolize the fact that she has now become a woman. At the end of the ceremony, guests receive a memory, which is known as a guandos, and this is the way that the woman will thank the guests for attending her very special quinceanera. It is a very important day in her life, so she wants to make sure that she expresses her gratitude for the guests for showing up. I have now educated you on a wonderful Latin tradition known as a quinceanera. You now know the meaning of the celebration, along with the traditions and customs that are involved in this special celebration. If you ever do get invited to a quinceanera, you now know how important it is not only to the birthday girl, but to her family and her culture as well.